What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey news for September 7th, 2024, and today we're going to first break down a couple different videos, the first one being the upcoming heroes. I think we have a preview of like 6 or 7 of the upcoming heroes coming to AFK Journey. A couple of them are from AFK Arena, well it seems like quite a few of them are original and pirate themed at that, which look really awesome. So today we're going to jump right into it. Let's talk about these heroes and then we'll look to see what some of them look like from AFK Arena. If you guys haven't done it just yet, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump right into these heroes. So first, let's talk about some of the new looking heroes. It looks like there's 2, I think, Graveborns that are heroes that are going to be coming from AFK Arena, which we'll talk about at the end, but we have some other ones here as well. The first one being Dunlinger. So interesting. It honestly reminds me a bit of like Zeus just from the appearance of it, and there's kind of already a Zeus character in AFK Arena, so it's not going to be exactly like that. He's got this giant ring on his back too. You know, let me change over to this one so you guys can see the better full screen image, because there's just so much going on here, and sadly you can't zoom out on these, which I always hate, but really cool looking hero. It does look like maybe he is the next Celestial / Hypogean to come out. We thought it was going to be somebody else. It might be him. We'll have to see. One hero that a lot of people loved from AFK Arena, Nara, is coming as a Graveborn. She is crazy. We'll go over some of her abilities towards the end if you guys want to see what this hero does in the other game. She is a lunatic. She is a maniac. She looks absolutely amazing. And I think we have another new one. It looks, he's very piratey. Seaside Savant Sinbad. I don't think Sinbad is from AFK Arena from the time that I played, at least. And it is finally a Lightbearer hero, which we have been dying for. We haven't had a Lightbearer since Vala came out right before global launch, way back in what, like March or something like that. It might have been February when Vala came out. So these are the 3 that they posted on their actual update information. You guys will probably see us go over these real quickly later on as well, but there are some other info and images out there right now, one of them being this one. It looks like for either China, or I don't know what language this one necessarily is, but you see some of these heroes. Now, this looks like Sinbad right here. This looks like another Lightbearer, because if you take a look at his belt, he's actually got the Lightbearer emblem here, and I think a lot of people had some images of him previously, which is interesting. And then we have 2 other characters, one of which is actually also coming from AFK Arena. And I believe, oh man, I forgot his name. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I remember his name. His name was Hodgkin, I believe. I think very piratey themes. It's like he's got blasters on his hands too. Really cool artwork, so we can check him out in AFK Arena as well. But these are essentially all the previews we have today of upcoming heroes. So it looks like we have Lightbearer, Graveborn, Celestial, another Lightbearer, another Graveborn, and then I don't know who this is necessarily from the side view, because of course that right there is Sinbad that we have here. So I don't know who this character is, but all in all, we essentially have 6 previews, which is kind of cool. Let's go over the ones from AFK Arena that we already know of and we can actually take a look at. So first up, let's take a look at Nara. I think I might have called her Nero earlier. I do apologize if I did. I meant to say Nara, and Nara is a really awesome hero because she has this big old chain and axe. I was able to use her back when I played, so I do have some use of knowledge of her, but she's really cool. So Nara deals damage to the target while ignoring their defense rating and invincibilities. The target will lower health, or with lower health, receive higher damage from Nara. So again, that's like an execution type effect from AFK Journey. Level 2 restores an additional 250 energy points when the enemy target is slain. If a summoned entity is slain, the amount of energy recovered is increased to 700 points. And you see right here, she gets a shield when killing a target. Really awesome. This is the really part that's cool, the impale. So you see how she has like this big axe, but then she also has this hook over here. She pulls an enemy closer if no enemies are within range of a normal attack, temporarily stunning them, and the enemy which is positioned directly opposing her is prioritized. So you know how like you put Sylvina on the battlefield and the target opposite of her has that little kind of like sword above her head? kind of similar to this is really good for pulling backline enemies to your side of the battlefield and put them in really awkward positions. It reminds me a lot of Reinier's swap ability. However, this one's probably gonna have like a line of sight type issue where the hook's gonna hit like the first thing it hits, whereas Reinier can swap in exact position. But this ability to manipulate the battlefield, really awesome. Dismember. Nara stuns the enemy, dealing damage for several seconds, dealing damage to them multiple times. The 5th attack is based on the current's max HP. All these things are very much, in my opinion, for AFK Journey, PvP oriented, and maybe even AFK battle oriented. Lastly, her passive Terrify. Nara's attackers lose 90 energy every time they deal damage to her. Enemies can suffer energy loss up to a maximum of 4 times. So that's like a really cool ability. It's not just automatically draining them like some of the AFK Journey heroes we have already, which is really cool. She is a warrior. Graveborn, obviously. I wouldn't be surprised if she's like the first hero we get in the season, maybe. Although the other hero I think might have the better chance, since it looks like he's the big face on a lot of images we've seen. This right here is most likely going to be the next hero in my opinion. Granted, we might have a Celestial that you guys saw earlier. Before that, we'll have to see. But Hodgkin, interesting name. He's literally a pirate theme, which is perfect for this entire season theme. His giant cannons on his guns. His ultimate, the Immortal, summons a ghost ship that crashes into the most enemy packed area, dealing AoE damage and siphoning the souls of all enemies on the battlefield for 7 seconds. Enemies have their souls siphoned, will have their damage and healing reduced. That is really cool, especially considering he can also terrify them for 3.5 seconds. This could be a really cool AoE type comp, maybe even for PvP as well. We'll have to see how it turns out. Jolly Roger, God, I love that. Summons a Jolly Roger flag that deals AoE damage to nearby enemies and increases the allies' defense rating and attack ratings within that range. Jolly Ranger flag shall be enhanced if an enemy had their soul siphoned in its vicinity, and the flag's lasting duration will be extended. So really cool abilities here so far. Really solid AoE damage dealer. Hodgkin fires both of his soul devourer cannons and deals damage to his target while siphoning their soul in the process. So not only does his ultimate do that, his kind of basic attack over here does it as well. The effects and duration of siphoning the souls are the same as on the ultimate, which is really cool. He also has a stun on the enemy if they've already had their soul siphoned once. And then the last one, Hodgkin blocks frontal damage and is immune to control effects for up to 3 seconds or until the damage he blocks is equal to a certain percentage of his total health. After Hodgkin finishes his blocking, he immediately retaliates against the nearest enemy, dealing damage based on the amount of block duration. This is really cool. It kind of reminds me quite a bit of Thorin, how Thorin also like absorbs health and then does damage proportional to that. And you have to remember, this is also a tank hero. Now, just because they were a warrior with Nara and a tank with Hodgkin in AFK Arena doesn't mean that's what they're going to come over into AFK Journey as, because as we've seen with like Talene is a support hero in AFK Arena, but she came over as a mage and her kit got tooled a little bit to make her more oriented to the mage archetype. Now, those are the two that we have out of this preview that are there. You guys can see though, there is a crazy amount of heroes in general. You can see how, like, my first thought with this hero is like, well, he's kind of like Zeus, and Zafrael's already kind of like that hero, so we'll have to see what he can do. We already have other heroes that kind of look a little similar-ish with heroes like the Atoner Tarnos. So there's a lot of heroes that we have kind of like a possibility of getting in the game, and I did not notice any of those new heroes being from the Lightbearer, at least from when I was playing, and I didn't really notice any of them in this list either, so it does look like they are new original ones to AFK Journey. So let me know what you guys think. Which one of these heroes are you the most excited for? I'm sure a lot of people are going to want Nara, just because the way she looks, the way she plays, has a really cool displacement ability on the battlefield. But you never know what some of these other heroes can do as well. I'm excited to get more Lightbearers because we desperately need Lightbearers. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.